I just started on the trail, North Fork Skokomish River Trail, about 4 miles to the junction up to Flapjack Lakes. It is fucking cold, but I'm glad to be off, and it's a really nice broad trail so far in Olympic National Park. Got my gloves, got my face and ear warmer thing. I'm ready to go. We'll see if I can make it, but I'm feeling good so far. Finally a bit of sun. It's much warmer here. And beautiful Skokomish River. About 2 miles in. It's almost, I think, 10:40. Started about 10 o'clock. And so far just a very flat, wide, beautiful trail. No one else around. I think that's how it's going to be the entire day. I am 3.5 miles in at the junction, about to go to Flapjack Lakes and Gladys Divide. Just pushing uphill. It's just about noon. Come across Madeline Creek, which is the outlet of Flapjack Lakes, which is where I'm headed to. It's very pretty. Just been climbing and climbing. I am about 1,000 feet elevation gain and a mile distance-wise from Flapjack Lake, so I'm making good progress. I've climbed about 1,000 feet and a mile since Madeline Creek, so that's pretty much the slope that the whole hike is going to be at for the rest of the way on. Is 1 mile, 1,000 feet gain, maybe a little steeper at some points. I'm here at Donahue Creek. It's a nice waterfall, maybe about, I'd say 15 feet. Made it to the promised land. Flapjack Lake. It's so still. I'm gonna fill up water here in a minute. Wow, one of them's frozen, one of them's not. What is up with that? I don't know why that is. One's not really bigger than the other. Oh my God. I've come to the right place, it would seem. Holy shit. Look at that beautiful ice. And the beautiful mountain. Just the way it's frozen, it's just amazing. It's like a frozen ripple. And it's definitely more frozen near the middle than on the shore. Wow, that's pretty thick. Look at that. Ice is almost as jagged as the peaks. They are ridiculously craggy, as advertised. I've had some rocks. Let's see what happens. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, bigger one. I hope the phone can hear that. Then of course, the bubbles. They'll never escape. The other Flapjack Lake is not quite so grandiose, but it is still beautiful. Now, when I said that was the promised land, I really meant that was a short break between slogs up giant hills. Where I was at Flapjack Lakes, I was probably about just over 3,000 feet and 6.5 miles from where I started, but I have another 2 miles and just about 2,000 feet to go. And it does not let up. Oh, and as I say that, it lets up a little bit. I can't really capture this in pictures. All I can say is, holy cow. So they call this range the Sawtooth Range, and I think I know why. Still going uphill, but I have to say, it's not so hard all of a sudden. It's easy to get inspired by the mountains. It's been very steep, but I'm almost there. If somebody wanted to hike all this way, that might be a good bouldering project. I also hear a marmot somewhere whistling. Hopefully I will become friends with them. We'll see. Oh yeah, getting to some exposure. God damn, it is so rugged out here. These look like, on the phone, they look like, I don't know, child's toys, but they're probably like 50 feet by 30 feet each, at least. And the incredibly rugged peaks. Not sure you can hear those marmot calls. I do. I haven't seen them yet though. I made it. I made it. It is almost exactly 3 p.m. and I'm at Gladys Divide. I'm not done yet, obviously. Not only do I have to go back, but I also want to summit Mount Gladys, which is another 600 feet-ish. So, I'm not done yet. I'm just sitting here in front of the sign that marks my accomplishment and relaxing. It's so incredibly quiet. So that's Gladys Divide down there, not that far. I've come maybe like, what, less than 100 feet. But that's Mount Gladys right there. Not the most amazing peak in itself, but the views, I hope, will be quite nice. I am not going to go straight at it. I'm going to go left to there and then across the ridge to the summit. Here we go. It's already been quite rugged and unkempt, but that's to be expected. And a snow field here. Not a huge one, but steep enough to be a problem. A little frozen river waterfall thing. I made up the snowfield. Pretty steep. I think that is Glacier Peak, way in the distance. I was just over there when I hiked Blanca Lake. It's a long way away. I think I'm almost at the summit. Hard to tell. It's been very difficult to find the trail, but I've made do. And the tracks in the snow will help me get back. It is really hard to believe I am now level with that spire, whereas it was towering over my head back at Flapjack Lakes. And even when I was pointing out that this was the Sawtooth Range, it was very high above me. I'm having to mountain goat it up here. But I've summited Mount Gladys. It is about 4 p.m. So I've been hiking for about 6 hours. And I'm at the end. You can see Mountain Olympus there. And its glaciated peaks. It's just gorgeous. It's not as cold this time. My Snickers bar is edible, and the caramel has not turned to hardtack this time. Thank goodness. I think I am about to descend. I've spent maybe half an hour at the summit, but it's now 4:30, so I don't want to get back too late, and I definitely don't want to be on this rocky primitive section after dark, so I'll spend maybe a couple more minutes and then that'll be all for me. Well, it is time to descend. After all that work getting up, now I just gotta get back down. This chain of mountains was way above me back at Flapjack Lakes. You might remember that spire, that mountain there. Mount Cruiser is back here, I think it's called. It's been gorgeous. I climbed over 5,000 feet of vertical elevation gain, and maybe about 9 miles distance-wise, and now I have to go all the way back down. It's gonna be a long, long way. I'm going to probably stop recording any videos now and just hike. Just slog all the way down the mountain. Probably with micro spikes on that icy part on the way down for safety reasons. So, Eric out. Thank God for micro spikes. I have descended back down to Flapjack Lakes, and I can't believe I was just at the level of that middle sawtooth pinnacle. I've gone a long way down, but I have way further to go. I just ascended about maybe 2,000 feet. Got over 3,000 to go. So that's a pretty good way to end it. Flapjack Lakes has not let me down.